I actually made back in the day. This is one of my, I call it the Hive Dragon. And Hive Dragon is pretty much a really cool dragon that I actually made. What you have here is like a bounty hunter. It's a bounty hunter type work, and also to fight the bots and say no to AI. Because you want to know why? Because this kind of art that the AI can't do, at least not yet, until they make robots that make hands and all that stuff. But for the most part, though, what I'm going to do for you today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to sculpt something in 1 hour. The time right now, where I am, let's see, I'm looking at the time right now so you can see what it is. The time I'm looking at is 10:57. Right now it's 10:57, right? I'm going to set, I'm going to so within 1 hour. So we're going to just go ahead and set my clock for 1 hour account. What I'm looking for, stopwatch. Yes. So 1 hour. What we're going to do, go start the thing, start making something. And what I'm going to do when I make something, it's going to be at the end of this time, whatever super chat I get by the end of this hour, the one who gets the highest super chat is the one's going to win the art that I'm going to make tonight. So I haven't decided what I'm going to make yet, but for the most part, though, I'm going to go ahead and put it up. So I have the numbers here. So you got this right here, 59 minutes, right? I'll show you every so often how much time we have left. I'm going to leave that right there. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the chat on. Everybody could write it. That's right. Have that there. I'm going to go ahead and set it. I'm going to put my camera down right here. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, just make sure I look okay, good and stuff. Now we're going to go and start building, right? We're going to start sculpting. So here we go. What we're going to do is, first we're going to find my tape. Oh, tape is in the back. Here we go. So we're going to start doing the sculpting. So any ideas what I should sculpt? If you don't give me a sculpt idea, I'm going to go ahead and start making something. And so what we're going to do, we're going to make something really cool. Last couple of sculpts I made was really cool. I had I made a predator online. And so this one here, I'm actually making I'm not going to make this dragon, but this is one of the dragons I actually made when I was doing the lives. So here's one. I'm going to make something cool. I don't know. I could think of something that's family friendly, something that's cool, something that everybody likes. Well, see, I started working on this one today. Let me show you this one. I started working on this one here, Grogu. This is the Grogu from Star Wars and Mandalorian. I've never seen that show yet, but what's that? It's one of those things where it's like, you know, I look at this and I think, okay, we're pretty cool. This one here, he's not painted yet, but let's talk about it. And in the park is where like about it was about it was that it has a pond, you know, not too many, it has a pond, you know, not too many places in your pond. So when you get a chance to actually go to and you know, we'd go there and call a place to spot, and so the kids would go there drinking and smoking and stuff. And I didn't do any smoking or drinking. That was my thing. I never did any smoking or drinking, or I did any of the other stuff too. So what happened was when I was over there, I got a chance to actually, I should make, let me know in the chat, but before I get to the meat and potatoes of everything, what's really cool is try a different angle this way. I'm going to rest it over here and, well, just can't rest it that way so I can get a better signal. Maybe there's no signal where I was before, so, but nevertheless, I'm going to see if I can do this over here instead. And let's see if I can just get the angles right. Okay, right here. Okay, let's see. Maybe I'll get a better signal. Okay, cool. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to see if I can just kind of like talk with you better about this day that I had. That was really good, actually. And I'm just in the corner right here. See all the other pictures? They're just kind of watching. It's like I can't in disbelief. They're like, oh, what is he making today? So for the most part, though, I'm gonna start making a Diplocaulus type creature. So pretty much, unless of course you guys have another idea of something to make, I'm gonna just keep on working on making a Diplocaulus type sculpture. My friends, it's like I just want to say it's been a really cool, you know, just a couple days. And yeah, I've been trying to do DoorDash and everything like that too, and what I've found is like it's just been having a hard time with that. So I'm gonna just go to other apps. I just downloaded and installed the Shipped app, so I'm gonna see how that works out and stuff too. So we're gonna see how that also works out in terms of like, you know, just kind of sign up for that as well. We went to the nice park. We walked around this park and totally loved it. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for being here. You have a chance to win a sculpture. You have a chance to win a sculpture. Those who has the highest super chat on tonight's sculpture, tonight's live will actually win this sculpture that I'm working on tonight. I'll mail it to you. You know, if it's the largest super chat you can do, you know, whoever has the largest one at the end of the night, that person I will send this sculpture to that I'm making. It's only 1 hour. I'm only doing this for 1 hour right now. It's been 6 minutes in. I'm going to show you right now it's 54 minutes of sculpting right now. Well, no, 54 minutes till I'm done sculpting with whatever I'm sculpting, and by the end of tonight, you will have the sculpture. I'll also paint it. I want to show you something really quick, by the way. I do pet sculptures, so this one here, this is actually a pet sculpture I've been working on, right? See, this one's a pet sculpture. I can only show you a little bit because I have friends of mine who are actually like kind of wanting to see it. So this is actually a pet that I actually made with masking tape for a customer. So I just want to show you that real quick because I don't want to kind of spoil it because I know my friend might be watching. I don't want to spoil that. But like I was saying before, I'm actually working, this is another one I'm working on, this little Grogu. a little Grogu sculpture, as you can see. It's like, haha. Yes, and it's like pretty much he's all like there, you know, with his little body and stuff, with his little feet and stuff. So yes, I'm making a little Grogu sculpture for another friend of mine, who they had theirs got stolen. So I'm gonna make one and just go ahead and take care of this one really good. But in the meantime, though, I'm making something right now. And so definitely write me something in the chat so we can talk, so I can respond to it and see what I can do, because I can talk and chat at the same time. But for the most part, just continue telling about my day and making a Diplocalus type sculpture. So these are one of the Diplocalus sculptures that I actually have finished. This is Deli. You know, you've seen him before. And so he's a Deli. I have another one. Her name is Pearl, and she's in her volcano suit. Here's one in volcano suit. All designed. She has like, you know, her volcano suit arm fell off. But here, but for the most part, here she is in her volcano suit. And she has her blue eyes, her lovely blue eyes. Yes. Just take off her helmet for a second. You can see. This is This is blue. This is Pearl. He's like, hello, I am Pearl, everyone. I am Pearl. Yes, so she is Pearl, and she's wearing her her bodysuit. This here is Lizardo, and I did a little bit of video with him the other day, and it was a lot of fun just to do that. Again, just thank you so much. So anyway, so what happens is this: I'm going to go ahead and keep working on something. So at the end of the night, right, you're going to have a sculpt. It's not going to be painted yet, but by the time I send it to you, it will be painted. Whoever gets the highest super chat, okay? So go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of do this here. We teach classes how to do this, by the way. I teach classes. I have my I have a Patreon account. That's Patreon at One Life Must Start. Also, I have a membership channel. I have a membership channel, yes, so you can actually join us too as well on that. And so what I do is that I'm actually able to do this on the go. So this I do it on the train as well as on the, well, not lately. Well, I mean, I did one lately on the train. That was the one I made lately was I made a dog. I made a little dog, right? A little small dog, not a big dog like over here, but I made a small dog. And the small dog was one of those things where, you know, when I did that, it was like people were watching me make it, and it's like they're just watching because they don't know what I'm going to do. And so as I'm doing this, is one of those things where it's like, you know, you can actually just kind of see how it's going to, you know, play out. So for the most part, though, so far we've been in it for 9 minutes, and I have like almost like the body and the head, right, of the Diplocalus. I'm probably going to make a Diplocalus and probably make a third person. And so whoever gets the highest super chat, remember, will get this sculpture at the end of the night. So my family and I, we went out to the swings today, and I just absolutely love the swings. You know, I just can't go, but today was unusual. My kids actually got a chance to push me on the swings, which was great. I thought it was so cool. Because, you know, when you have it where you think about it, like you go out there and you had to push your kids all the time. Well, that's kind of, you know, my kids are older now and sort of getting up there. So what happens, like they actually said, Dad, we're going to push you on the swings. So I was like, hey, you know what? That's great. So I totally enjoyed that. I really did, because, you know, you don't get a chance, you know, when your kids get to push you on the swing to the point where it's like they push you as high as they can and stuff like that, you know. And I was really happy for that. So anyway, so what ended up happening was like we walked around. It was such a beautiful night. I mean, it was so good. I just sat there. My wife and I sat and talked. I draw pictures too, so I was sitting there trying to draw a little bit. I started working on the Grogu sculpture, so I started working on this guy here. And so this guy here was like totally just fun to put together. Then we went and got something to eat together as a family, and it was a really nice time, you know. So I mean, there's nothing greater in life than that, to spend time with the people that you love, you know, people that you care about, and just as you're with them, you're just kind of doing some really cool stuff, you know. So that's where I'm just kind of, you know, just thinking about how this all works together, you know. I'm trying to stay away from that little politics stuff, you know. It's just so bad negativity, you know. I was listening to radio a little bit, and I was like, I can't listen to this stuff right now. Let me just go think about some of the good things in life, you know. Like spend time with family, going on the swings, you know, just spend time with your kids, you know. I had a friend of mine come from Texas, came to visit us, and we spent some time with them. Went to Chuck E. Cheese a couple days ago, and you know, it was cool about Chuck E. Cheese is that, you know, it's just a nice place to get a chance to play video games and stuff like that. And if you guys watch any of the Five Nights at Freddy, Five Nights at Freddy type stuff, you know, every time I go there, I think about that movie, or I think about the video game, you know, because like I remember when I first saw that thing, it was like crazy, but the whole thing with like going to Chuck E. Cheese was one of those really cool things. You get a chance to actually go there, and a kid could be a kid, and an adult could be can be relaxed a little bit, because you know what, they have like security to make sure your kids don't get like taken by anybody. That's my friend is pretty good. I think it's great. So what ends up happening, right, is like I'm just saying to myself, man, it's just sometimes you get like bogged down with the things. Like, you know, I've been driving, like I've talked before, I've been driving like Roadie and doing like DoorDash and stuff. And Roadie app, I like it. I mentioned it several times before, and I liked it. I also have a couple videos of me doing some orders and stuff, and that has been really good. That has been great, you know. And one of the things about it is that you get a chance to pick your route, and you kind of know up ahead what you're gonna deal with. I mean, not completely, but to the most part, you know that you're gonna do this for this amount of money, and if you get a tip, then that's great. If you don't get a tip, then, you know, well, if you get a tip, it's better. And so it happens you actually do get tips, you know. But the thing is, like, it's not like how the whole thing with DoorDash or the whole no tip, no trip business and all that, and not getting people's food and all that craziness, you know. It's one of those things where people start getting like really like upset, you know. And also it's about timing. Whereas when you do like Roadie, it's pretty nice, because you get a chance to kind of sit in the car. Like I was driving the other day, and I fell in love with driving again. It's really weird. It's like, I mean, you remember how when you were driving in school, when you were like in high school, or when you first learned how to drive back in college and all that, right? And so what happens is like as you're going through it, you start like, you really love driving. You really enjoy the time where you would just go out there and just drive and go as far as you can. I remember the first time I drove cross country. That was really scary, and I just loved it. I started getting that feeling again when I was doing roadie. It was like, it's just something about like, it's like I'm a cargo, I'm doing this cargo ship trip, and I'm going to complete this task. And, I'm task oriented kind of person. I like finishing tasks. I like being able to, start and finish. This is why, like when I do my sculptures and stuff, by the way, it's all based on form and function. It's not based on abstract. I don't do any abstract art. I know people who do abstract art, but I'm not an abstract artist. I'm a form and function artist. Yeah, I know this creature doesn't exist in real life, but I mean, it's extinct. But for the most part, though, it's not abstract. It's kind of based on the general principles of, of animals and creatures and people and stuff, And so for the most part, though, it's like, let's see how much time we have so far. Which we've gone, let's see, 13 minutes in. What means we're almost, almost the first 20 minutes into this thing here. And so what happens is like, right now I'm almost this far in. So you got like the mouth and the hand and mouth and the tail and body, right? Just in about 13 minutes, right? It takes about 13 minutes to make a sculpture. To make a really good sculpture, like, I was showing before with this dog right here, right? To make a really good sculpture, this takes some time, right? Right? It takes a long time. So I'm just finishing up the paint and doing all the paint job stuff. So I'm just kind of like trying to get it just good because, it's kind of like, it's pretty cool. So anyway, long story, that one is over there. I'm kind of working on that one. And so, yes, I do all my art and I don't have a studio yet. So my kitchen is my studio, if you wanted to know, if you were asking. And so for the most part, though, what I'm doing is that I transform my entire kitchen. So right here, I'm just kind of in front of my fridge with my green screen on. And what I'm doing is just sculpting and making stuff, But for the most part, though, it's like it has been, like I was saying before about driving, it's like when you get back to driving again, it's like that you fall in love with the drive. We just to have the window open, you're just going somewhere. It's so romantic. It's such a wonderful thing, especially like in the summer. But like it hasn't been a summer lately, but it's been kind of warm like summer. But for the most part, though, what happens is like when you start going to drive again, and you go across country, and you're going like to a far off place, and you just destination far afield. You're not sure where it's going to be, and you just start driving. I love that because it's like you have this aspect where it's like you get to listen to the radio a little bit. You get to you're going like long distance, like going across the New Jersey Turnpike or something, and you're heading to like Philadelphia, or you're heading like down to Delaware Memorial Bridge and all that. As you're heading away from the city, it's like you start heading to more and more country. Like, see, we hope to go visit like like some of the cooler places, like to go like Sight and Sound and stuff like that. But for the most part, though, what I liked about it was just when we went to visit my wife's mother in Florida. We drove our car, and this car is a beast. Have you ever seen me repair it? You've seen my other videos and seen me repairing this car. This car is a wonderful car. It's a Dodge Caravan, and it was a miracle car. The whole story behind that was like how it was like you have it where we had just gotten done with our Plymouth Voyager 1999 Plymouth Voyager. It had just died, our car died. So what happened was that we had to just kind of get a new car, but it went 1 year and a half before we got another car. So it was next year. We took the train and the bus when it was still safe to do so. But we were taking the bus and the train, and we were able to go and do all these different things. And long story short, what happened was that, as we were going, we weren't looking for a car at that moment, but I walked past a garage, right? The garage's name was Hallelujah Praise the Lord. That's the name of the garage. So our car had died. The transmission was gone. The coolant was gone. The plumbing, the oil was gone. It was just terrible, right? What happened to the poor car? But anyway, so what happened was this, right? We had a scenario where it's like, we were just like, okay, we got to do something. We got to figure this out. So I walked past and I saw this car. It looked exactly like my old car. And so as I was walking past, I saw that car and I was like, oh my goodness, it's the same kind of car. You've seen him too. This guy here, he's a deli. He's like a deli kind of thing. See, deli. Okay, cool. Anyway, so what happened? I seen my car, and it was like the same color, same everything. The only different was that it was on the other side. Right? Sorry, excuse me. It had on the other side was double doors. My other car didn't have double doors. It was only like one door on the side of the car. And so what happens is like, as we were doing this, right, it was like one of the things I was seeing was that there was an aspect of like, I just loved it. I fell in love with that car. That car was the greatest thing in the world. And so we got it. We tried it out. It had a little bit of problem too. We're not sure what it was, but we paid $500 for it. The car that I have was $500. Cash, baby, cash. So what happens after that? we had to do a lot of repairs to fix it. It was in 2018 when we got that car. Just now, now it's 6 years. I had this car for 6 years, and this car is a beautiful, wonderful, lovely car. Even though it gives me stress, I've been able to do a lot of cool stuff with this car. And one of the things I found is interesting is that I'm able to like, just kind of take care of, do things like DoorDash. So what happened when I was driving roadie, I started to fall in love with the car again, just in love with driving, because you get a part where it becomes a chore. And I've done 2,027 trips, 2,127 trips, right? And driving that much, you puts a lot of toll on the car, a lot of toll on my body, because when you're actually doing these things, you're actually, you're actually out there. You're really risking a lot when you drive this, believe it or not. It's like, you don't know. I mentioned before how driving is like driving for an app is like kind of like doing like a bounty hunter, right, kind of thing. But for the most part, though, when you have it, like you're out there, you're doing this stuff, and you're working the best you can, And then, for example, I was driving roadie, and it was just all over the place. Just kept getting these orders done, and I was just like getting it done, and just finding the best parts in New York and seeing how beautiful New York is. There's a lot of bad stuff in New York, and they really emphasize a lot of bad things in the news, but there were some really nice things in New York too as well. And one of the things is like being able to have clear road to drive. When the road is clear and you're able to drive, that's why I did DoorDash at nighttime for a long time, because at nighttime you can fly through the city, you can do this order, pick up this order. Now the competition is so fierce that you have to kind of schedule in advance to do something. And just because you're out there doesn't mean you're going to get anything. That's one of the things I found. Just because you're out there, and I've had that happen to me a couple times. So just because I'm out there doesn't mean you're going to get a single order. And you can be out there doing as much as you can and doing all the work you possibly can do, and you don't get anything at all. And that, my friend, is crazy. That, my friend, is crazy, because you don't want to waste time. Time is very important. You don't get time back. You can always get more money. You can always get more experience, but time is a commodity that once spent is gone. And that's that's a realm that God lives in, that we don't live in, or lives outside of, actually, that he doesn't age, but we do. So here you have this thing here. So right now I'm just making this guy here, so I'm just working on his little fingers and stuff like that. So work on his fingers. And so the thing is, like, my thing is, like, the contest is that whoever gives us the largest super chat, I'll send it to them. So that's something there. And so let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and see. Let's see who does that. For the most part, though, one of the things I've just been just thinking about is like how to do this thing to create business and generate income. One of the things about this art form is that when you do this, you're actually making some cool art. And let's see how much time I got. All right, this is the first 20 minutes in, but according to this thing here, I have 41 minutes left, which is 40 minutes. Then at that time, I'm going to stop the clock wherever I am. I'm going to stop it, and whatever it is, if it's pretty much I get a super chat, I'm going to go ahead and just continue to work on this and make it better for the person, the recipient. Going to make it nice and pretty, and whoever it is will get a nice, unique piece of artwork from One Life Must Art for me, and you'll be able to take it home and do whatever you like with it, because this art is a durable type of art and masking tape, one of a kind. This is a one of one. You get one of these, it's a one of one. So let me get it all cozy right here. So let's talk a little bit, shall we? All right, so I have been talking, right? Let me just keep talking. So for the most part, though, oh my goodness, my back. So far we got this here, and it's 20 minutes in. I enjoy going live. I go live a lot during the week and stuff, and pretty much the reason why I do this is because, one, you get a chance to make money, as well as a chance to talk to people. And when people respond back, I like that, because it gives me an opportunity to interact with humans, And I interact with humans all the time. Pretty much we homeschool our kids, and part of homeschooling is that you spend time with your children and your family. The only thing too is you get a chance to be with other people, and I don't know where you're watching this from. If you watch this from when you finally do watch this, probably in the future. So I wish today's date is today's Pi. Today's 3/14. Well, for until the next hour at least, 3/14, and it's Pi Day. So happy Pi Day, everybody! Happy Pi Day, which is 3.14. Yabba dabba do. I have a friend of mine who actually could recite it up to 100 numbers, and I'm just like, that's just cool. That's a cool art form, because you know what, be able to recite something cool from memory is great. But for the most part, though, that's my friend that he could do. So yeah, so happy Pi Day, everybody. Happy Pi, the number pi, or the symbol pi, which is circumference. They always say that the circumference is something that's never equal. It's never quite 3. It's always more than 3, 3.14. That's all I can go, because I haven't really put any thought into much of it. Just, that's one of the things they talk about, how the circle is not a complete circle, But anyway, So that's interesting there. So for the most part, though, what I'm doing, I am making a Diplocaulus sculpture. I might just make some cool features to this, but for the most part, though, the whole goal is that I'm doing a sculpture, and you get a chance to win this sculpture by just providing a super chat. The biggest super chat is the one that wins it. All right, so I know what people are doing. Some people are like doing like eBay, right? They're gonna wait till last second and they come in and just bid like something, But they don't know when my chat's gonna end because as a matter of fact, my battery is running low. So so you gotta do what you're gonna do if you're gonna do it. So So for the most part, though, here's this, right? I can't really plug in the battery while going live. It's just my charger's over there, and I'm gonna have to once it runs out of batteries, then I'll do it. But for the most part, though, I just want to say that this is some fun. This is fun for me. I just thought of this challenge tonight. I was coming home. I was like, what? Let me try this challenge here and see what it goes like. See what happens. And and so far so good. But yeah, so yep. So what people like to talk about? What's trending today? Well, I'm not really sure what is trending. I haven't been paying attention to any of the trending stuff. I just been just focusing on just trying to make ends meet. So for example, my family and I, we just been planning for what to do. We have different art events coming up, so we have a couple art events. I have one coming up in April, and I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be cool. Anybody who wants to come to that, I have classes that I teach people how to do stuff, how to do some cool art and animation. I think I make a turtle. I don't know, why not make a turtle Diplocaulus? Why not with a hard shell? Because I've never done that before. Why not? I've made the little body and stuff like that, but I never made the hard shell one. So let's go make a turtle Diplocaulus. Why not? So let's see how that works. Let's see this here. See, tape is I really love. I'd love to just be able to get connected to 3M. If anybody knows 3M, that would be great. Anybody knows a connection 3M, that'd be great. So here I'm making a cool little here's his body being formed, right? Now imagine, okay, this is I want to give you a size ratio to how it goes. Let's see, I have a ruler. All right, let me show you the ruler. Where are your rulers? I have a ruler somewhere in here. Somewhere. I think I have a ruler. I have a ruler somewhere in my bag. I don't know where it is. Okay, so I have a ruler somewhere, right? And so what happens is I'm gonna show you the measurement of these things. But in the meantime, what I'll do is I'm just keep on working on this stuff and talk to you. So I thought about making a turtle, some kind of a turtle type Diplocaulus with armor, a big old rise on his back, kind of something I've never made before. So he had like a 3-prong shelly looking thingy with armor. Maybe I can give some spikes too. Why not? Right? A spiked Diplocaulus. Be the first one. You're probably wondering what in the world you're gonna do with this once you get it. Well, I don't know. Whatever you want to do with it, I guess. But for the most part, though, it's my thoughts is just don't give up. Don't give up, folks. I have to admit that once again, I would go back to what I was saying about driving. Driving for Rudy has been fun, and I'm not saying that someone told me you should never be loyal to any company because every company is the same thing. Just you should be do what's good for your family, do what's good for But the Bible says about doing what's good for the Lord was the glory of God. So whenever I sign any of my art pieces, always I put Psalm 121 on it. So if you ever get one of my art pieces, you get Psalm 121, also Psalm 91, which is a real cool thing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and see just kind of make this like a little thingy here. You're gonna see how that is. He's gonna be all cool because he's getting all bulged out right here. See that? He's gonna get all. So you see all those little bones. I've seen one of these, and no, I haven't really seen one of these, but I've seen them in the Museum of Natural History, right? Museum of Natural History. It's kind of where I get the idea from, by the way. If you ever go there, there's a whole floor, right, on a dinosaur wing floor, and they have these creatures, and they have a lot of ribs, so a lot of rib cages. So they have a lot of different things to them that they can actually do. I don't know the whole science behind a Diplocaulus creature, but I just like them. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a hammerhead. Maybe I always like hammerhead sharks. That's always been my thing. But I never met a hammerhead shark in real life, and so maybe one day I'll see one. I'd be like, whoa, hammerhead shark, kind of thing. But maybe swim with them. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Had anybody in the chat ever swam with hammerhead sharks? Because that would be kind of a cool thing to do. Not to get eaten by it, but just to swim with it. Kind of kind of seeing a Komodo dragon. They had them at the zoo, the Bronx Zoo, a little while ago. And I missed that. I completely missed that opportunity because when we went there to see them, they were just not around. They were just not around. And I would love to have seen one of those nasty creatures, because them creatures are hideously nasty. But they're giant dinosaurs, pretty much. And so they're they'll eat everything, everybody, everything, plants, animals, creatures, everything. They're just, will they survive in New York? They ever escaped? Who knows? They might, eat all the sewer rats, eat all the people. probably not a good thing, probably not a good thing to have like a giant Komodo dragon walking around. Somebody have to kill it and wear it as a hat. Risk getting bit by that thing. I wonder what happened if you survive. Like, for example, they say that if you get bitten by it, right, the Komodo dragon, it has this thing where it stops your blood from coagulating, so you coagulate from congealing or from clotting. And what happens is that when you do that, you're kind of stuck in a situation where you're going to bleed to death. So let's say, for example, you got bitten and you're just kind of bleeding out, and that creature didn't come to you yet, but he's sniffing you out. He's going to find you, right? That sucker, right, is going to do his darndest to find you so he can come eat you later, right? So that's one of those things. But for the most part, though, if for example, you were able to somehow escape, would your blood clot? And I guess you'd have to, or you just would have a bad situation being bitten by a Komodo dragon. I mean, it would be pretty bad. Anyway, so here's that, I think that, I don't want to be the one to test that, but it's kind of interesting to find out that the thought about it. What would happen, if they were actually able to get bitten and you survived this Komodo dragon attack? But it's not a Komodo dragon. I was actually making some kind of a shelly-looking thing. But for the most part, you make some kind of a thing. I mean, what would it be like? I mean, what would it, I'm not saying I want it. I'm not saying I'm interested in it, but hopefully that if you ever did get bitten, you'd want to know how you can survive. It's just like one of the things. Survival of the apocalypse. When the like you remember that movie I Am Legend? They had I Am Legend where he was trying to shoot, like Will Smith was trying to like hunt an antelope with a gun driving a sports car, and as he's trying to drive the sports car, he has to compete with a lion eating an antelope, not to mention he has to deal with the night walkers and stuff like that, all the hemophages and all that stuff, and trying to eat them, so it's like that was something. That was an interesting movie. That was here in New York too, by the way. As a matter of fact, my kids and I, whenever we go to we haven't gone to the city in a long time, but whenever we drive up to Park Avenue, we're like, dang it, Fred! We could drive up to like the Hemsley building, right there on Grand Central, and right there, and we're like, dang it, Fred! Dang it, Fred! We just feeling like that. That's so much fun. We just do that, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, like endeavor just to do that. That's so much fun. So yeah, so for the most part that we do that, and I find it so cool. I just really enjoy hanging out with my family. My family's so cool, and I love my children, my wife, my kids, and it's just like one of those things where it's like when you're just out there and you're just doing stuff. For example, we would drive into the city. Like we always do that. We always go like, I think Fred. It's like, dang it, Fred. It's like, if you're real, say so, Fred. If you're real, say so. So let's see. So I have this here. So what I have here is this. Got this. Right, so how much time we got left? Let me see the time. Right now, we're 30 minutes in, right? 31 minutes remaining. So 31 minutes remaining until this challenge is complete. So what I got in 31 minutes? All right, see, I'm going to add some more details to him. And from there, we can see what else happens. Hopefully we're able to see, who comes in and says, all right, I'm willing to do this. I'm just willing to try something new. I mean, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Just try something new. So, yeah. So this is here to make a Diplocaulus creature, making this live. And so this one's going to have a special play. If nobody gets this one, I'm going to keep it and make it a special. Make it a special because, like, I like the art that I make. Everything that I make, I love it. And that's one thing about, like, when you're an artist. I mean, I think that's why God loves us, because he made us. And I think really, if you make anything, you love it. It's just, as long as you don't make trouble, because I don't think anybody likes making trouble, unless, of course, they like making trouble, then that's a different person altogether. I call it sociopaths or something. Anyway, so, for the most part, though, if you like making stuff that's not trouble, you like making stuff that's good for people to enjoy, then you could be a cook, you could be a chef, you could be, somebody like that who goes out there and they make things, to make better people's lives. So that's one of the things. So today was a good day. I got a chance to spend time with my family, and it was great. We went to the park. We went to the swing. My kids got to push me on the swing. I totally loved that. I thought it was great, And so, yes, for the most part, though, it's one of those things where, I'm glad and grateful for this here. Just make sure that you only see me. So, okay. So for the most part, though, this is like what I'm doing, kind of making like I'm making a Diplocaulus with a shell, and pretty much I only have like 20 something minutes left before this is done. And so at the end of this, whoever gives the highest super chat will win this. Whoever gets the highest super chat will win this. I'll ship it to you. And so that's something that I can actually be, really cool. You have one of my art pieces that I actually have. What you have to do is I'll just when you send a super chat, just or pretty much you'll contact me through messages, and I'll contact you through messages. and I'll be able to let you know that this is how I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it through the mail. It's gonna arrive through the mail. So here's like, you know, so I'm gonna make some cool, like, some belly area, you know. We were watching this Komodo dragon thing, right? And the Komodo dragon pulled the turtle right out of its shell. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, it's like, that thing eats glass. I mean, I don't know, it could eat like a car if it could. Those things are scary. I don't want one of those. I did want a monitor lizard at one point, but now we have just a bearded dragon, which is good. We like our bearded dragon. We do. And our bearded dragon doesn't eat children, which is great. You know, our bearded dragon is really nice. It does one of those things where it's just like, you know, it's a nice pet to have, and it's very safe. Her name is Barb. But this one here that I'm making here, this is like a Diplocaulus. Like almost a shelled Diplocaulus. I don't know if I should put spikes on it. They tell me if I should put spikes on it, you know, because I can make spikes on this thing here too as well. You know, a bunch of spikes on it to give it the whole spike aspect to it. So anyway, long story short, yeah, this has been one of those really cool days. And so tomorrow, hopefully, be a nice cool day too as well. And so here in New York, you know, I don't know this whole thing, what they're going to do with congestion pricing thing. I think they should really just kind of, I think we should all like boycott it and do some kind of thing where we say no to it. You know? Because for the most part, though, when you're thinking about like how these things work, how our society is, and we need cars, we do need cars. And I know people are talking about stuff about like this and the whole climate change stuff, but for the most part, though, I just want to just kind of shout out and say, you know what, I like my car, I do. I've been driving my car for 6 years, and the best car to have is a car that you already have, not the car that you didn't have, the car that you didn't, you know, car that you, you know, that you're just buying now, that you pay a million payments on. No, if you can pay for your car cash, like how it was in the very beginning, you do that, my friends. You do that. You go ahead and you get a car. You pay for the car. You pay for the car cash, my friends. You get the car paid off. You can really enjoy it to the fullest. And then you take that car. You know, we took a rental car once. We went to the beach with a rental car. Yeah, too bad nobody's listening right now, so that's great. If anybody heard that, they'd be like, "Wow, you take a rental car to the beach?" Yes, we did. I think everybody does that. But for the most part, though, yeah, because if you take a regular car to the beach, you know, that car is going to be toast. Yeah, so there's that. So, yeah, so pretty much I have another almost 15 more minutes to go. I'm excited about the fact that this is 25 minutes to go. So I'm excited about the fact that I'm almost done with this here. And see, as you can see, this little creature just kind of popped this creature out of nowhere, as you can see, right? So he is like, let's give him some big bulging eyes, shall we? I don't know what you call him. I mean, I already have a dilly. Dilly. Let me give him spikes. Let me give him some eyes first. He's like, hello everyone, I've got big eyes. You know, in the real life, they don't have eyes this big, by the way. They're really tiny little eyes. You know, the real life ones. Then again, you know what? They can't see because they're dead. But the real ones, you know, that's the thing. You know, my sister did that to me. She said, you know, Greg, dinosaurs are all dead. And I was like, oh my goodness. You know, she totally destroyed me on that, you know. But for the most part, though, let me see. Let me just kind of like show you some stuff that I have here. I'm going to put Deli right here so you can see him. He's like, hello everybody, I'm Deli. Deli is not Jelly. So, I put him so everybody can see him. Cause can you stay there, Deli? Are you going to stay put? Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to move a little bit? I don't know. Let's see. Hopefully stay right there. Say hi to the people. Hi to the people. All right, cool. Very good. So you don't fall. Switch like that a little bit. All right, so here's that. All right, so here you go. So, say hello. Say hi to the people, Deli. Hi to the people, Deli. Okay, good. You can say that too. So anyway, so like I was saying before, one thing I find is really cool that, you know what, I didn't watch any of the Oscars this weekend. I did not, because why should I? And pretty much I'm too busy with stuff, so I didn't watch any of that stuff. What I did do was that I did go out and work, because that's what you have to do when you have family and you have responsibilities and bills to pay. So yeah, so for the most part though, this is what you do. But for the most part, though, I didn't watch the Oscars. I heard about it later, and I didn't listen to the State of the Union speech. Didn't hear that either. Ain't waste my time with that stuff. I'm gonna do some art, because you know what? Art is hard to come by. You don't get art as much as you like, as much as you like to, because what happens, art is in short supply, my friend. Because, you know, usually whenever you go to art places, you usually have a couple things you always get, but something you never quite get. You never quite get this kind of art, right? This kind of art is always fun. So, with this kind of art, you have this kind of situation where you have a little durable little lizardy thing, and he's like, you know, he's happy to be who he is. Now, Deli has, like, you know, extendable tongue, and this here, he's just kind of sitting here, just kind of chilling, looking at you, looking at me, looking at you. And so right now, 36 minutes. All right, 36 minutes. Remember, my battery's running low too, so definitely, if my phone goes out, that's it for the night. I just can't. I have to go charge it and stuff. I'm gonna call it quits. But let's see what happens. Hopefully we can make it. Hopefully somebody will win this super chat thing, super chat challenge. So let's see how it works out. And so maybe I'll do this more. If it works out really good, I'll do more of these. Because you know what happens? You have these people, right? These guys online, they talk, right? All they do is talk. They just talk, right? They might make some stuff, you know, stuff you can get like some merch, which is cool. Like some of these people who talk. But I guess I'm a person who talks too, but I'm a person also who makes. And because I'm a person who makes and talks, you know, if I make something, you can actually get that thing that I make, you know. Now I have my Etsy pages and my pages online, and my Redbubble account and things like that. Everything is in my link tree. My link tree, you can actually see some of the cool stuff that we made. But for the most part, though, this is one of those unique. 10% superpower savings. Oh my word, superpower savings is okay. It's like I'm a 10% battery power. All right, so we have another. Let's see, 20 minutes. Let's see how long we last. All right, 20 minutes on the chat. 20 minutes on the chat. 20 minutes on the chat. Move this way a little bit. So you see him? You see Deli? He's just kind of sitting there. You know, I have had a lot of really wonderful reactions. There's several creatures that I have that people just love. For example, when I have this Deli, version of Deli, right? People love him because I just repaired him, by the way. I repaired his face. So his face is much better. It's like... Right? His face is way much better than it was before. And so this here Deli, he's pretty cool. He can actually have the whole, like, you know, the whole suit thing. You know, the whole iron suit thing that I put pearl in. So that's something there too. And then also the Hive Dragon. The Hive Dragon is one of my favorites too, because I made the Hive Dragon on a live once. I just sat there and I made him. And because what happened, a friend of mine requested they wanted a dragon for me, and so I started putting the work to it, and then they changed their mind. So I was like, okay, well, I got something that, you know, because once again, if I make something and I like it, I just keep it, right? And then so I use it for my props for my story, you know, and it becomes hard to part with, because I guess if you spend time with anything, like, you know, you spend time with your kids, you know, when it comes time to hand them over for somebody when you marry them, it's just like, you know, it's kind of hard to do that. But for the most part, I guess, let me set myself up. But one of the things where it's like, you know, you have a story to tell, and you have a history with your family, and you love them, and you care about them, you know. So you don't want to just, you know, just what's that word? You know, it's just important to you. You have a history, and you love them. So here's his mouth here. And here's his body. Now, I could put like some spikes on him. I might give him some spikes. Let me give him some like I don't know, what kind of spikes should I give him? You know, it'd be kind of cool. I mean, maybe he's cool the way he is. But let me give him some spikes. Let me give him spikes on his tail. Let me make him a Triceratops. How's that? Make him a little Triceratops Diplodocus. No, Stegosaurus Diplodocus. Yes. Don't even know my own dinosaurs. You see this? Okay, so here's this. Gonna add some spiked tails to his little spike tail. Like that. So you have a little thagorizer on the base of his tail. 4. The last one I made them with what do you call it? I made the Diplodocus with twin tails at one point, right? This one here I'll make a thagorizer, so it'll be like almost like a Stegosaurus. Oh my goodness, that'd be so cool! Make a Stegosaurus, Stegosaurus Diplodocus. Or, you know, because I made hammerhead ones, made double tail ones, and so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go give his tail a little thagorize. Thagorizer. Okay, so we got the twin tail here. You know, cool if we made like the one I was making a dragon, I was thinking of Draco. You know, one of the first movies I actually saw in the theater and I really loved, because the same time around dinosaur making, you know, and I mean, everybody was getting into whole 3D animation and all that stuff, you know. And what happened was, like, you know, they did the 3D animation with Draco, right? And Draco was like, you know, the dragon. They had Sean Connery play him and all that, you know. And so Sean Connery played him as a character, and had Dennis Quaid was Bowen. And I look back at that and I say to myself, that was such a cool time. I saw it in the theater. I saw it in the theater with my sister, my youngest sister, and that was a good time. I just really enjoyed that time, because we were watching that. We watched The Lion King. I think it was the first Lion King, the animated Lion King. So it's that one, or either that one, or it was the Hunchback of Notre Dame. One of the two. I think it was either Lion King or Hunchback of Notre Dame. I can't remember which one at this point, but I remember that we saw the what do you call it, we saw that, and it was a really good time. It was a really good time. I just was totally blown away by how cool it was. So let's see, we have like another 18 minutes to go. All right, so let's see how that works. For the most part, though, okay. So I was saying, so I saw the movie in the theaters with my sister. I also saw Mission Impossible. I like that theater. It was a theater down by not too far where I live, and it became one of those things where we'd go there and you get like a matinee. If you stayed, you get to watch 2 movies. So they would switch out the movie and you watch another movie and get like 2 for the price of 1. And it wasn't like you had to sneak out or anything like that. You just stay there and they'd let you watch 2 movies. So I would do that. I watched like 1 movie, saw the Dragonheart, and then watch the next movie and watch like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I gotta go look it up and make sure that was actually right. Probably could look it up. Let's see. Here you go. So now you have the spiked tail. Now I'm gonna go give it some of the cool plates. I'm gonna make it like a kentrosaur because kentrosaurs are way cooler, way much cooler than it's just a regular stegosaurus. Because you know what happens if you make a kentrosaur type dinosaur. He's so cool. So I'm gonna make with all these cool spikes coming out of it. So you have this cool spiked tail right there. I'm gonna add some more spikes on the side. You know, when I was making Barb has a lot of spikes on her. So this one's gonna be a spiky Diplocalus. You know, a spiky Diplocalus. Let's see how this one turns out. All right, so we have that, and let's see. Let's do this one. I'm hearing like my phone beep. Okay, let's see how much time I got left. It's like the next 43 minutes, but let's see. I'm showing you how much time we have left on the stopwatch real quick. So this one here has this, right? Here's this. And what happens is that we have 17 minutes on the clock. 17 minutes on the clock until I complete my sculpture, live sculpture and stuff like that. This is hi. Okay, hi. Hi, Amy. And so what happens is like I'm just gonna go ahead and keep working on this thing here, as you can see. Gonna go ahead and keep doing that. So just definitely remember the contest is for the one who has the highest super chat will get this sculpture that I'm making right here live. So that'd be kind of cool. You get a chance to actually see something that I've made and actually get a chance to have it. And so that's one of the cool things too. When I do like the art stuff, people just line up and they just watch me make it, you know? And so this is an easy win if you just go ahead and just put a super chat in if you get the highest one. So here we go. So I'm just at this point here. Again, once again, just please like and subscribe to my channel. If you give me a thumbs up if you know I'm doing a good job, you know, the stuff that I'm doing. I just enjoy this stuff. Please definitely like it. I've had a lot of uptake lately in all my art. I've had a lot of, like when I'm doing my DoorDash conversations, I've had a lot of people just kind of stop in and watch my stuff, you know? So let's see. So here's that. Okay, so here's 2 spikes. I'm going to go ahead and give it like a row of spikes right down this back. See? And to make it so you have like that, right? So I'm going to make it better. Just right now, it's always, you have to make like a support. Then from the support, you got to make a better situation. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. There's several ways to do this. There's a way you can do it like this. You can make it like spikes like that. This is going to be the first time I make this of any kind. Then when I paint him, he's going to be really cool. It's going to be a really cool type thing. He's going to see how cool his design will be. Because it's going to be, I might use my airbrush on him because I haven't used my airbrush in a while. So I'm just kind of getting my airbrush ready. So I have a lot of art things coming up. And so people are just really, I'm really excited about what's going to happen in the next couple weeks. I have this thing coming up with a Luther Vandross type thing. And that's going to be cool. I'm going to let you know about that too in the information. I'm going to have like some kind of sculpture or something like that regarding that. So that's coming up. That's coming up in April. Lord willing, all right? Because everything is Lord willing. You don't know what's going to happen. You know, hopefully you can make it to April, right? But if you don't make it, you know, hopefully you do make it to April, right? That's what you say. But by the grace of God, we make anything. So here's like some making this cool like spikes on his back, right? I'm gonna make some spikes. I'm gonna make it like a. See, because what happens first, you have to have your position. Then after you have your position, then you're gonna need to position and reinforce that which you make, right? So this is something there, right? One of my favorite dinosaurs, I mean, I just love, my favorite theropod dinosaur is the Allosaurus, okay? In case you're wondering, that's like the meat-eater dinosaurs or the Allosaurus. My favorite, like, ones of these, like, you know, are the Kentrosaur. I used to like Stegosaurus a lot, but they say the Stegosaurus's bones were never quite complete, you know, never quite complete internally. It's always not sure if it was actually attached to the back of the dinosaur. They're not sure if it was, but you know, there's so much references throughout throughout history to. Oh, cool! Thank you, Emmy. Thank you, Emmy. All right, cool. All right, so I got a $5 super chat on the thing. Thank you so much. All right, so that's one. All right, so far Amy's in the lead for winning this one here. You know, so that's cool. So okay, so let's see what happens if there's any more super chats that somebody might have. Because what we can do is that, you know, again, whoever wins it, you got 14 minutes, whoever's online, to see who will get a chance to actually win this creature that I'm making right here. So I'm just kind of in the process of just kind of making them better and better. All right, so I remember it first started with just a line, now it's like all all getting up there. So I'm gonna say thank you. I'm gonna like that real quick. I'm gonna like this. Good. Give it a heart. You got a heart from me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amy. And so here we go. This one is this. This is here. And okay, so you have these spikes here. And then so you have that. Okay, now I'm going to reinforce these spikes, right? Now to do that, we only have about, let's see, 13 minutes left, right? And so let's see how much we can do before the battery runs out on this thing, right? It was a lovely day today. I just loved it. It was a wonderful day with my family, and I got a chance to have like just a good time, just sharing and talking, and we were just kind of like just enjoying each other's presence. It was great. And then we had some nice food tonight, and then we all shared a little couple things here and there, like a couple of food pieces. You know how it is. Your family's like, give me some of that, a little bit of that, what you're eating, and then it's always good. So I love my next big thing coming up. We're hoping to do like a trip, some trips, go traveling and stuff, you know. But we have to just, you know, wait for some more things to happen. Like, you know, so I'm gonna try and hit the DoorDash really hard tomorrow, and as well as Rody, and see how much I can make in one day, you know, as much as I can. My goal so far is to make more than $200 in one day. And so even though I've been driving DoorDash, the highest I've ever gotten was about 120 in one day, and that was great. So even though I've driven a lot, and it's more like a cumulative type of thing, you know, where, you know, you just kind of like one of the things where you're just adding up and hoping to get it. Well, what ends up happening is, you know, you are able to what's the word? You're able to actually I wasn't able to make as much as I'd like to. So for the most part, though, if I win it, it needs to be purple. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll make it purple if you win it. All right. Thank you, Miss Amy. This is Amy. You know. And so we'll see. You know, if you win it, I'll make it purple for you. All right, so far, Amy's in the lead in the running for this, and we only have 10 minutes left, people. 10 minutes left. So if any of you wants to go ahead and get this, definitely put your bids in now, because the highest bid is the one that's going to get this cool, one-of-a-kind sculpture, this little Ankylosaurus-looking, Kentrosaurus-looking hammerhead salamander, yes. So hammerhead spiky salamander. Like, you know, there's some frogs that have like different things like that. And frogs have different spikes on them and stuff like that. Some frogs, more like toads. Toads have spikes. Frogs are always smooth. You know, there's really no all the frogs always have like you know, always have like a some kind of like little things on them. So here we go, down to like 10 minutes on the clock. So here we go, I'm just kind of working on this sculpture here. Let's see what happens. Right, so far you have this one here, you have these spikes. I'm going to go ahead and just reinforce the spikes here. You know, I might put a spike in the back of its head, because there's a lizard called the thorny devil, right? And it's out of Australia. Anybody from Australia in the chat, you say hey. But for the most part, though, in Australia, there's a type of creature called a thorny devil. They also call him Moloch, but for the most part, though, he's like a thorny devil, and he has a thing where his head has this like little spike on it. He's kind of like this, you know, like there's a little lizard and he has a spike on his tail, a spike on his head, spike on his tail. He's covered. It's called a thorny devil, and he's got thorns all over. He's very sharp looking, right? So almost like I made a thorny devil Diplodocus. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. I probably should like make another video where I actually like, paint this guy, you know. And that's kind of cool. I actually like this as a challenge because it's pretty fun for me. Because what happens is that for me now, I've gone to all these different art museum and art gallery things the last couple of weeks, and it's been good because when I go there, I meet all these people, right? And they have contests for artists. We got third place with our art, right? And then we went to the Greenpoint Gallery, and we got third place, and that made me feel so good. Because what happens is that we had the other one, we did another art one, right, where we got first place, best in show. And it was really good. We went to the Queens County Farm Museum, and we won best in show. I can't remember what year that was, but we had the ribbon for that, and that was wonderful. So yes, when you win a contest, or in fact, I get to put on my own contests here, right? And people get a chance to actually, you know, partake and be part of something. It's like, you know, it's just something amazing. So I'm just reading the chat right there, reading the chat where it says in the contents of the chat. So let me see right here. So you have the spike on the back right there. See? We have a spike, and the spike is starting to really develop really well. So it'll be a purple one. So far, there's going to be a purple spiny dragony thingy for Mrs. Amy, right? And so here we go. This is here. This is so cool. So this is something there. definitely, I want you guys to consider what it'd be like to have this beautiful, beautiful masking tape artwork on your mantle. It'll always be there. You can take it with you, bring it to college, tell little stories as you go, like I do. Like as you can see, remember in my story, I bring my art everywhere. So it's not like a photograph where you're afraid to touch it or something that's fragile. This is durable masking tape art, my friends. This is artwork that has been like really a blessing. Again, I always give a shout out to my friend Marcos Makes. He was the one who showed me to use masking tape. It was a kind of like not even the end step. It was an in-between step. It was the stage between a stage. And that stage between a stage is what I found fascinating. It's kind of like on one staircase, one landing down is the thing. And so he went on to make some really cool stuff with it. I just stayed at the masking tape level. And so when I saw him make the dinosaur Spinosaurus, I was like, yo, that's so cool. So here's this one. This is how it is right here. Right? So, okay, so now we're down to, we got 8 minutes on the clock. More like a, less than 8 minutes on the clock. Let me show you the timer. Let me show you the timer right here. This is the timer. Battery's at 5%, folks. This is the timer. I got 8 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. I'm going to push this thing, see how far we can go, right? 8 minutes on the clock, right? So here we go. Let's see what more things I can add to this. You know, when you get it, it's going to be really nice. So you have that, nice little spikes, right? And so here goes this. This is really cool here. Next timer, 7 minutes. I got 7 minutes remaining. All right, so I got 53 minutes. So remember, at the 1 hour marker, I'm pushing done. Okay, so regardless of where I am, regardless of where you are, if you're fumbling with your change, trying to get the money out and wait until the last second to get it, well, I pity you because the largest super chat right now is $5. So all right, so whoever has to do more than $5 in order to get this sculpture today, it's kind of like bidding. So definitely don't let the opportunity pass you by because this is a one of one. All right, so one of a kind. All right, so here it goes. There's the spikes here. All right, because it's gonna strengthen those suckers up. Like that. So you have like that, right? So you got that like a row right down this back. Right. This is so cool. See right there, and you have the thagerizer right there. You have that. Okay. Right now we're down to 5 minutes left on the clock. 5 minutes left. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. So for our 5 minutes. You know, I used to do eBay, and eBay, the funnest part of eBay was the last 5 minutes. Let me tell you, I just loved it because it was such rip-roaring adventure. It was like you'd be there, and all of a sudden you'd have all these people like start bidding, and the bidding would go crazy, and you'd have the highest bidding, and you'd be like, oh my word. And then one time I did that, we got the chandelier thing, and it was like that, and we started like bidding. Not bidding, but the people started bidding, and it was like we watched the numbers go from like the lowest number, right, to the highest number like in 5 minutes. We were like so excited to see how this is gonna work. Now I have any expectation. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if people are gonna bid. People are gonna love it. I don't know what they're gonna do. But for the most part, I really have one bid on the clock, and this one's gonna go to that one person. So I'm happy for that. So I'm already happy for the running. So see how this is gonna go. So I'm gonna make the tail a little bit longer with the spike on the tail, right? So you got 5 minutes left. 5 minutes in closing, right? Make the tail and the thagerizer longer, right? This one here, a little spiky hammerhead. Spiky hammerhead salamander, right? And then what you do is you just kind of go through, and then you have that. So you have this little body here, you know, and it rolls up like a little ball, which you can't really roll up because he's got like so many spikes inside of him. But he's like that. He's got his weight in gold. We got like 5 minutes left on the clock, people. 5 minutes left until the time is up. Let's see what we can do. 5 minutes on the clock. So you have this here. All right, so we have that. All right, here we go. Yep. All right, here we go with this one. This. Remember, if you win this, definitely have to contact me, or I'll contact you, and I'll contact you and as the winner, and I will definitely see pretty much how I can send this to you free of charge, free of charge to you, and you'll be able to get this, with the highest free of charge shipping. Okay, depends on where you are though. If you're international, forget that. But if you're here in the United States, here in New York, I could deliver it to you. If you're outside New York, pretty much just kind of the thing there too. So that's pretty much there. So yeah, so for the most part there, here's the compilation of that so far. You got another 4 minutes on the clock, and then we're gonna call it quits, right? But so anyway, so just want to say again, this has been an awesome day. I thank God for this day. Thank God for my family, being able to spend time with them. Thank God for just all this opportunity to be monetized and be able to have like an opportunity where you can actually just do cool art And so I'm just excited about that. All I hope is that whoever decides to bid in the last second or two before the time runs out, that they too will be able to get in there before the time runs out. That's something there. So anyway, so just want to say that we're down to last, it's 57, right? So that's 3 minutes, right? So there you have it. We got this creature here. Spike is almost like Anguirus. Anguirus. Anguirus was a friend of Godzilla's friend, but it's like a Anguirus hammerhead salamander. This is so cool. I think this is cool. All right, so let's see how this works out. All right. All right, got 3 minutes left on the clock. I'm at 5% on my phone. Probably should turn off the Bluetooth or something, or turn off the. All right, make sure I don't drain all my battery out. Make it to the 3-minute marker. Don't want this thing to run out of juice before it runs out, Okay, so we have this. This is here. Fix this up here. Make this all good. I'm gonna go watch a movie after this and spend time with my wife, watching a movie, because that's what we do. We watch some movies and then we get ready for the next day. And so next day it's like really cool. So again, I thank God so much for you guys for watching so long. For all those who are watching, those who are paying attention to my art, who give me the time of day, that in and of itself is worth a lot. You're supporting a friend of mine, Rachel, says this, like, you're supporting a living artist, and so I'm just always blessed by that when she says that. So you're supporting a living artist, so that's something really cool. All right, got to make sure the spikes are balanced. I'm gonna balance on the spike right there. So yeah, so definitely, my friends, just one of those things where it's I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. We're down to the last 2 minutes, okay? Last 2 minutes. I see people are gonna start putting some bids in for this, because I want to finish up some more. I'm gonna put some more tape to it. But so far in the running, Mrs. Amy said that if she gets it, she wants to make it purple. So if she gets it, I'm gonna make it purple. So we're down to the last minute, folks. All right, here we go. So this is the last minute, and on my clock, right? On my clock, I have. Wow, 2 minutes and 6 seconds, right? But on this one here, it's another minute left, so it's almost to the hour mark. So I got 2 minutes and 6 seconds. We'll see how this goes, right? So here it goes. This is like a Kentrosaur hammerhead salamander. First time I ever made one of these, and so it's pretty much a really cool design. I've never made that before, and I probably will make it again. But for the most part, though, here we go. This is the art. This is the art of the day. And gonna make some cool artwork like this. This is actually a cool thing to do. Just kind of put your stuff up there and just see if people want to, see if they want to buy it. Buy it through bidding, through just a super chat. The higher super chat will win. Again, thank you so much. So here we go. This is this, right? And I'm almost there, almost finished, right? According to this thing, it's gonna be a 1 minute, 1 hour, right? And at the 1 hour mark, this is at the 1 hour mark right now in terms of the time I've been on the video. But in times of this, when I started the clock, this is the time, and I got to keep to my word. So right now I got 1 minute and 8 seconds, 1 minute and 5 seconds. So when I started the challenge, it actually started when I pushed the clock to start. Got 1 minute. Here we go. We got 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 19, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. The time is now up, and the contest is now officially over. I want to say thank you all those who partook, all those who watched my video, all those who watched me make this hammerhead Diplocalus from masking tape out of scratch. Just want to say thank you so much. God bless you, and I wish you all a good night. Please like and subscribe to my channel. My channel, you can find me at One Life Must Art Instagram, One Life Must Art. That's ONE, One Life Must Art. You can also find me on Etsy, but my Linktree is G Valentine Animations. Linktree. G Valentine Animation. Thank you so much. I want to wish you all a happy good night and happy Friday. All right, so God bless you. Talk to you soon. All right, bye. Bye. Peace.